It was the summer of 1993 when Marcus Brown realized the weight of the world on his shoulders. A fresh graduate with a degree in law, he was eager to make his mark in the world of civil rights. Raised in a small town in Alabama, Marcus knew the history of his people, the struggles they faced, and the victories they celebrated. But what he didn't expect was the battle that awaited him in the very system he wanted to reform. He moved to Atlanta with high hopes, ready to join a prestigious law firm. His dream was to help marginalized communities gain the justice they were denied. He had the qualifications, the skills, and the passion. But his reality quickly collided with a much harsher truth. On his first day, Marcus was introduced to his colleagues, a diverse group of professionals, or so it seemed at first. But as the days went on, he began to notice something odd. The partners, the clients, the ones making the real decisions, they were all white. And no matter how hard he worked, Marcus felt like an outsider. It wasn't just the lack of representation. It was the small, everyday slights, the dismissive comments in meetings. The way his ideas were overlooked until they were echoed by someone else. The way his presence was tolerated rather than welcomed. He began to question himself. Was he imagining it? Or was the law firm, a supposed champion of justice, a part of the very system that perpetuated inequality? Marcus started to stay late at the office, trying to prove his worth by working harder, faster, smarter. But the more he poured into his work, the more he felt like he was running in place, and that feeling of being stuck, of constantly fighting against something invisible but tangible, started to eat away at him. One day, he met with an old mentor, a black attorney who had made history in the same city decades before. Over lunch, Marcus voiced his frustrations, hoping for advice. The mentor listened patiently, then looked him straight in the eyes. "The fight you're facing isn't just in the courtroom," he said. "It's in the world, in the system. But the hardest thing for us is not the battles we fight out there. It's the ones we fight within ourselves." Marcus left the lunch with a sense of clarity, but also a new fear. Could he really challenge everything he had worked so hard to become? Could he stand against the weight of a system that wasn't built for him? Marcus had always believed that change came from within the system. But as the months passed, he began to see that his place in this prestigious law firm wasn't a step toward justice. It was a perpetuation of everything he had fought against. The small, seemingly innocent microaggressions became harder to ignore. The lack of diverse voices in meetings, the constant struggle to have his ideas heard, the ever-present weight of being the only black attorney in the room. It all weighed on him. He spent his weekends in the community, offering free legal advice to low-income families, talking with activists about policies that needed to change. His passion for justice was burning brighter than ever, but the toll from his day job was starting to dim his spirit. One evening, as Marcus walked home from the office, he passed a protest in the streets. People of all ages were chanting, marching, demanding change. The images of the protesters, the faces, the voices, the unity resonated with him. He paused, watching the scene unfold in front of him. This was where he belonged, he realized. Not in the sterile conference rooms where his worth was measured in performance, but in the streets where the fight for equality began. His decision came to him in that moment. Marcus wouldn't just fight from within the system. He would leave it behind. He would use his knowledge, his power, his platform to challenge the very structure he had once believed could bring change. The law firm had given him tools, but it had also chained him to a reality that no longer served him or his community. He handed in his resignation the next day.